See you later. Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 5 of the 6-week class to learn the primordial Qigong form. We have finished learning the entire Earth cycle with all of its turns through the 4 directions and the closing of the Earth cycle. We're going to review that today, but we're also going to learn the beginning of the heavenly cycle. So today and next Monday are the last 2 classes. The heavenly cycle is 100 times simpler than the Earth cycle. Just a little bit to learn with a lot of repetition. So you'll be able to learn that today. And then next week will be just review and enjoying doing the form. And so if you have any questions at this point, get them to me through the church office, or if you have my phone number, my email, send them to me, and I'll be sure and answer them at the last class next Monday on February 14th, Valentine's Day. So let's warm up. Again with shaking, releasing what stresses, tensions, tightness, emotions may be on the surface that are ready to be let go. Letting go of what's ready. Just gentle shaking, bouncing. Releasing out through the feet, through the hands. And if you are able to get your mind-body connection strong at this early point in class, releasing from every cell. You can have that intention. Okay, do our usual warm-up, get all the joints moving and flexed and ready to flow through this form today. So we'll start with the waist. We'll get into our Wuji Pose, our Tai Chi pose. You can put your hands on your waist if it helps. And remember, knees slightly bent, but we move only at the waist. So we're going to, from the waist, go forward to the side, to the back, to the other side, and back to the front. Moving in an oval. Not pushing too hard, not pushing through a lot of tightness. Go to the edge of any tightness you may feel. Breathing in and out through your nose, smiling. And if you do feel tightness, send your breath into that part of your body. Send your breath to the tight areas. Let your breath soften and relax any tightness or tension or stress. And then exhale it out. Change direction. Keep breathing, keep smiling. Opening up the waist. Move at your own pace. Okay, once more. Okay. Hands to the hips. We're going to do the same oval movement, front side, back side, but moving only at the hips. Here we go. To the front, to the side, to the back, to the side. Smiling, breathing in and out through your nose. If your hips are tight, breathe into the tight areas. Let your breath soften and relax all the muscles in those areas. And change direction. Smiling, breathing. One more. Now the knees, bring the feet a little closer together. We're going to start by massaging the knees to warm them up, to help release some synovial fluid into the joints. And then we're going to rotate at the knees. And so if you have knee problems and you know you should not be twisting or rotating, just keep massaging, okay? So hands on both knees. Let's massage the front of the knees. Warm it up. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Try to not bend down like this, but instead keep the back straight from the hip. Keep the head and neck straight with the back. Okay, massage the outside edge of the knees. Massage the inside edge. Massage the backs of the knees. Fronts again. And now those who are safely able to, place the hands on the knees and rotate front, side, back, side. Just rotating the knees. Don't push too far to the sides. You don't want to overextend. Move as quickly or as slowly as you like, and notice that the ankles also get a nice rotation. Once more around and then change direction. One more. Massage again, front, outside, inside, back, front. Okay, right. Back to the Wuji Pose. Arms hanging at the side. Feet parallel, knees slightly bent, back straight but not stiff. Twist the back so that the arms follow, and they will fall against the body gently. Don't use your arm muscles to move your arms. Turn your head in the direction that the front arm goes. Smile and keep breathing. We're opening up more of the back. And the next time your right arm comes to the front, lift it up to shoulder level. Other arm goes behind the back. This will open the shoulder blades, open the upper back, work the shoulders. And back down. And now one more loosening up, starting at the base of the skull. Remember, knees slightly bent. Starting at the base of the skull, rotate downward, one vertebra at a time. The head, and then the vertebra of the neck. The upper back. Let the arms hang as the back rolls forward. The middle back. And the lower back. Knees bent to help keep balance. And just go as low as you can. Don't push it. Let the arms hang. Let the head hang. Keep breathing. And then just as slowly as you went down, begin to rise up, starting at the base of the spine, at the sacrum. Lift one vertebra at a time, arms still hanging, keep breathing. Lower back, middle back, upper back, neck, head, and lift the shoulders and roll back. And extend the fingers and arms. Breathing in and out through the nose. Shoulders down. You lifted them up, back, and down. Extending the hands, the arms, the fingers. Okay. All right. So let's go through the entire Earth cycle, everything that we've learned, all the way through the closing of the Earth cycle. I will call out every step. And we'll begin, everybody facing this way, forward. We'll call this east, which is how we're supposed to begin. So get in your Tai Chi pose. Take a moment to ground yourself deep to the center of the earth. Bring that earth energy up through your feet, through your legs and hips, and into the lower belly, into the dantian. Let the earth energy keep flowing in, filling, grounding you to earth, stabilizing your body, stabilizing your muscles, your bones, the way they work together, your posture. Arms loose and hanging. Okay, we're grounded. Let's begin. Earth energy up. Heavenly energy down. Form a chi ball, right hand on the bottom. Separate yin and yang, right hand up, left hand down. Rotate the hands, come back together, left hand on the bottom. Separate again, left hand up, right hand down. Rotate, come together in front of the heart on the sides of a bigger ball. And take it up through the heavens, out through the cosmos, deep into the earth. Pull it up through your legs, through your torso, and into your heart. And then take it out in front and carry it over to the right, to the moon in the past, across to the left, to the sun in the future, back to the right, to the stars in the present moment, and down in front, right hand on the bottom. Hand rotations, change positions, rotate, change positions, rotate, change positions, rotate. Weight on the right heel, pivot left foot and elbow. Lean left and scoop left, step right and scoop right, scoop left, scoop right, and as you do, pivot to the left, step on over and slide the right hand under the left. Rotate the hand, switch, change positions and rotate, change positions and rotate. Third time, weight on the right heel, pivot left foot and elbow, lean left and scoop left, step right and scoop right, scoop left, scoop right, and we're at the fourth direction, so we let this last scoop come all the way down, and then the closing. Up through the cosmos, down through the cosmos. Again, up in front, gathering energy, up to the heavens, gathering energy, palms together above the head, and then pull that energy down through the body, all the way to the Dantian. That's the closing, that's the full Earth cycle. Starting in the east, and we went through the four directions. We faced east, we faced north, we faced west, and we stopped and did a closing at south. Okay? What this does is it sets us up to begin a new cycle. So we are going to begin a heavenly cycle. But all first cycles start in the east. And here we are facing south. So we have to do one more turn. You have this last turn to learn to get us from the south back to the east starting point to do the heavenly cycle. Let's review that's what we're going to learn today. But before we do that, let's review the closing for Earth. When we are at the fourth direction, we have turned to the fourth direction, right hand's on the bottom. We do our 3 hand gestures. No, we don't. The fourth direction is scoop left, scoop right, scoop left, scoop right, and when the arm comes down, the closing, as a reminder, is both arms up to the side through the cosmos, down to the side into the earth, and then up from the earth through the cosmos in front, up into the heavens, cross the palms together above the head and pull it down through the body into the Dantian. This is where we end Earth cycle. So let's do that together, just as a reminder, the closing for the Earth cycle. We've come around to the fourth direction, and it's scoop left, scoop right, scoop left, scoop right. And we bring this arm all the way down, and then both arms up through the cosmos on the side, down on the side, over to the front and up, above the head in the heavens, hands crossed, pull the energy down through the body into the Dantian. So this is where we end. And I need to move back. So the way we get from facing south to facing east, so we can start a brand new cycle, which will be a heavenly cycle, is we're like this in our pose. We put weight on the right heel as we drop the arms. Pivot the left foot, scoop with the right arm, step over with the right foot. So now we're at east. And this right arm continues to come around. And as it comes past the left hand that's just hanging down there, it brushes off. This is a brush off. This arm comes around and it brushes across that left hand. Okay, one time. So I'm finishing Earth cycle here. I'm ready to make my turn back to east so I can do my first heavenly cycle. So as I drop both hands, I shift my weight up to my right foot. I pivot my left foot and the body. My arm, my right arm is scooping up into the heavens, gathering heavenly energy. I step over with the right leg. The right arm continues to come around. It brushes off the left hand. So let me face the same way you are. We've just finished Earth cycle in this position. I'm going to put my weight on my right foot as I drop both hands. I'm going to pivot my left foot and my whole body to the left as my right arm starts scooping up toward the heaven. Step on over into the new direction. My right arm is still scooping. It comes around, it brushes off the left hand and keeps going. Okay, now this is another scoop. But this heavenly scoop is different than the earthly scoops. You may remember that in the earthly scoops, we reached out at a 3/4 angle. It wasn't straight out to the side or out to the front. It was a 3/4 angle. And my right hand brought energy into the right side of my body, and my left hand brought energy into the left side of the body. That's the earth scoop. This heavenly scoop is different. It is a wider scoop, and it goes from here, and the arm goes all around up into the heavens, a big circle, and comes down and brushes off on the left hand. Okay? And so each time we're going to alternate arms with these heavenly scoops, just like we alternated arms with the earthly scoops. But the heavenly cycle includes scooping and turning. The difference is it's a wider scoop because we're scooping out to the side, up to heaven, and down the other side. And so my right arm scoop is going to put energy into the opposite side of my body. See, that's what's different from this scoop and the earth scoop. My left arm scoop feeds the right side of the body. See, this is heavenly scoop, hand to the opposite side of the body. Earthly scoop, hand to the same side of the body. You see the difference? This is earth. This is heaven, up to the heavens, down on the other side of the body. Okay, so let me show you this turn again. say we are facing south and we want to get back to east to begin the heavenly cycle, we have this turn. We finished Earth like this. We go weight on the right foot as we drop both arms. Pivot the left foot in the body as the right arm scoops all the way up to heaven. Keep scooping as you step on over, and the right arm continues its scoop around, brushes off the left hand. That's the turn. Let's do it again. End of the Earth cycle after the closing. Drop both hands, weight on the right heel, pivot the left foot and body, arm scooping up to heaven, step on over, arm coming around and down, brushing off the left side of the body. All right, I'm going to turn and face the same way. Well, actually, that was east, this is south, this is where we would be. Let me do it at this angle. I want to do it different ways so you may see something more clearly one way than another. End of the Earth cycle. Weight on the right heel as we drop both arms. Pivot left foot and body as the right arm goes up to scoop heavenly energy. Step on over. Right hand comes around and brushes against the left hand. And now we're facing east. We're ready to begin the first heavenly cycle. And the heavenly cycle looks like this. Once I'm facing east, I'm going to do it facing east. So when I say right arm, left arm, it makes more sense to you. I'm going to start with the turn. End of the Earth cycle. Weight on the right heel, pivot the left foot and turn to the left as the right arm comes up to the heaven and over, step on over. Right arm is coming around and down, brushes against the left hand, and the right arm continues. 1, and then the left arm. 2, 3, 4, 5, lift the right arm. 6, lift the left arm. 7, 8, 9, and on the 10th one, we're turning and brushing. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, lift the left arm. 5, lift the right arm. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brush off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is the 4th direction. So we have a closing, which we'll learn next week. Closing for the heavenly cycle. So we have gone 4 directions. So that's it. Each direction is the same in the heavenly cycle, whereas remember in east, we turn a direction and do this, then we turn the next direction and scoop, then we turn a direction and do this, and then we turn the 4th direction and did the scoops. That's how much more complicated Earth cycle was, and you know that now. Heavenly cycle is the same each direction, but you use that same new turn that we're learning today. You use that turn to get between the directions. So let's work with, we've just finished Earth cycle in this position facing south. That is east. That's where we want to get turned around to face so we can start the first heavenly cycle. So We put the weight on the right foot as we drop both arms. Pivot the left foot and the whole body as we step on over, as the right arm is scooping up to heaven. Scooping on around, brushing off the left hand. And then we start. 1, bringing into the left side of the body. 2, bringing into the right side of the body. 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice what my legs are doing. 7. I'm leaning into 8, 9, 10. Sorry, I tried to explain something and didn't tell you we're turning. 1, 2, 3, second direction. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn, brush off. 1, 2, right, left, 5, 6, third direction. 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn. See, weight's on the right heel already. Turn. Right arm comes up through heaven. Step on over and brush off. Fourth direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then there is a closing for the heavenly cycle. So that is, that's the heavenly cycle. And I'm going to take a sip of water. You can too. I want to practice the heavenly turn again. Let's face south. We want to turn back to east to begin a heavenly cycle. And then as we go through the heavenly cycle, each time we turn to a new direction, we use the same turn. So this is how we look at the end of the earth cycle. Facing south, turning to east. Weight on the right heel and drop both arms. Pivot the left foot and the whole body to the left. This right arm is scooping up to heaven as you step over. The right arm finishes its arc around and brushes off the left hand. And it keeps going into scoop 1, energy into the left side. Scoop 2, energy into the right side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then weight on the right heel, pivot as we turn and scoop, step over, brush off. We're at the second direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right arm 9, left arm 10, weights on the right heel, pivot and turn, right arm scooping up, step over, finishing the scoop, brushing off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brush off. Last direction. Right arm 1, 2. 3, left arm 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the closing for heaven, which we will learn next week. So what we have done, big picture, stepping back from the details, is we began facing east with earth energy up, heavenly energy down. We began an earth cycle, the first earth cycle. And we did the hand rotation, and then we did a turn with the scoops facing north. And then we did a turn with the hands facing west. And then we did a turn with the scoops facing south, the fourth direction. And we closed that earth cycle. Now we're going to lay a heavenly cycle right on top of that first earth cycle. First earth cycle is followed by the first heavenly cycle, and they both start facing east. So we have this new turn that gets us from south to east. And we start the first heavenly cycle. We do 10 of these, 9, 10, and we turn from east to north, brush off. 1, 2, 9, 10, and we turn to west, brush off. 1, 2, 9, 10, and we turn to south, brush off. 1, 2, 9, 10, and we do the heavenly closing, which we'll learn next week. So an earth cycle all the way through the 4 directions, turn back to east, a heavenly cycle all the way through the 4 directions. Okay? An earth cycle and a heavenly cycle starting in the east. And where do we end up? South. And now the way that you finish this whole form is we begin facing south instead of facing east. And we do an earth cycle that starts in the south and end up here, which is west. We do our turn and do a heavenly cycle that starts in the south and moves us all the way through, ends up facing west. So an earth cycle and then a heavenly cycle starting in the east, we end up in the south. An earth cycle, a heavenly cycle starting in the south, we end up facing west. We do an earth cycle starting here, turn back, heavenly cycle starting here, and we end up in the north. We do an earth cycle here, heavenly cycle here. We end up back in the east where the whole thing began. That's why doing the whole form can take 15 or 20 minutes. But as you can see, the heavenly cycle is a lot of repetition, much simpler than the earth cycle. Now, I want to point out a couple things about the movement of the heavenly cycle. I showed you the difference between, first of all, earth has, for the turns, it has the hand movement, or it has the scoops that go out at 3/4 angle, and the left hand comes back to the left side and the right hand comes back to the right side. The heavenly cycle doesn't have any of this. Every turn is the same, and every turn is weight on the right heel, pivot, right arm comes up to scoop heaven as we step over. It comes down, it brushes the left hand, and then it begins that 1, 2, 3 through 10 arcs up through heaven. And each turn is the same all the way around in heavenly cycle. And each motion of the 10 circulations is the same in all 4 directions of the heavenly cycle. So I want to just re-clarify that in heavenly, When my right arm goes up to scoop into heaven, it comes down on the other side of the body. Left arm feeds energy into the right side of the body. Right arm feeds energy into the left side of the body. And I'm scooping up energy from heaven, bringing it into the opposite side of the body. Whereas in earth, I'm scooping energy from the cosmos, bringing it into the same side of the body. I just want to keep emphasizing the difference. Now, the other thing is just as in earth, for heaven, you may find yourself doing, okay, right arm around, left arm around. You may end up doing this at first. But what you want to work toward is to have both arms, once you get this one around and you lift this one up, both arms moving simultaneously. And so let's practice this. Let's start by just practicing the right arm movement. Up to the side, up to heaven, not a stiff arm, a graceful, loose, flexed arm. So up into the heavens, around, down the left side of the body. Up into the heavens, around, into the left side of the body. Just keep this arm going. If your arm is tired or hurts, shorten the distance that you reach. Your intention is still to extend your fingers into heaven and grab heavenly energy. So you can lessen the extension and still have the benefit. Now, stop that arm. Let's do the other arm. See the flow? And again, if this arm is tired, you don't have to reach as far. Extend those energetic fingers up into heaven. Gather that energy. Bring it into the opposite side of the body. And keep it moving. And so as this arm starts to come down, raise the other arm. So one is going down as the other is coming up. This is what you want to practice. This is what you want to get to, ultimately. Don't stress if it doesn't come for a while. It will. Remember weeks ago, back in the summer or fall, we talked about initiating arm movement from the shoulder blade. As you go around, get in touch with your shoulder blade. Let the shoulder blade help lift the arm. Use your arm muscles less. Lift energetically from the shoulder blade. Okay. Shake out your arms if they need to be shaken. Now, because the ultimate goal is to get into the flow of the movement and out of our head. Once we learn these steps, we get out of our head and our body and mind are connected without a conscious awareness. In other words, we're not consciously thinking the next step, the next step. The body knows what to do. And we're focusing on breathing, connecting with that energy and flowing through the movements. You will get there, but give yourself time. But one thing we can do with this heavenly cycle to help get out of the brains and more into the body is that we've got these 10 arm movements at each direction, right? Instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, where we're up in the head, we have 10 fingers. And each finger is the tip of a meridian, one of the energy meridians for the body. So we can just slightly, we can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But instead of counting, as we make the cycle, the pinky finger bends, and then the ring finger, and then the middle finger. Okay, and so you count with your fingers. Okay, so what we have is pinky for the right hand, pinky for the left hand, ring for the right arm. I'm going to turn around, ring for the left arm, middle finger for the right arm, middle finger for the left arm, forefinger for the right arm, forefinger for the left arm, thumb for the right arm, thumb for the left arm, and that's 10, which is just what we need. And we're not counting 1 through 10. We are in the body going pinky, pinky, ring, ring, and we don't even think it. Middle, then we don't, yeah, middle, forefinger, forefinger, thumb, thumb. So let's do that together. And I'm going to call out the first couple, and then we're just going to feel our way through, moving pinky, ring, knowing that each pinky gets a chance, right arm, left arm. So let's begin. Right pinky, left pinky, right ring, was that? Just a tip for getting out of your head into your body a little more. So let's go through. Let's start here at the end of Earth cycle. Do our turn to get back to east, and then go through the 4 directions, east, north, west, and south, using the heavenly cycle. And I'm not going to count to 10. We're going to work with our fingers. So here we are, end of Earth cycle. Weight on the right foot and drop the arms. Pivot the left foot and the whole body. Step over. Step right as the arm reaches up to the heavens and around, brushes off the left hand, and right pinky and then we do the turn. Brush off the right pinky. Turn, brush off right pinky. Do the turn, moving to the 4th direction, brush off right pinky, left pinky. And then there is the closing for the heavenly cycle, what we will learn next week. So today we have learned the heavenly cycle and we've learned the turns to get us through the 4 directions of the heavenly cycle. And we've learned how we change from the first earth cycle into the first heavenly cycle. And it's the same for changing from the second earth cycle into the second heavenly cycle, and the third, and the fourth. So you've come a long way. Thanks for hanging in there, those of you that are. And I congratulate you. It's harder on Zoom than it is in person. So, and it's harder for me to teach in terms of changing directions and making sure you see everything. But anyway, we're doing our best, and hopefully some of you are getting this and will enjoy it for the rest of the winter and into the spring. It's wonderful to do outdoors in nice weather. So let's begin in the time we have left at the very beginning and go all the way through 1 earth cycle and 1 heavenly cycle. Okay, so we're facing east. In the Tai Chi pose. Ready? Earth energy up, heavenly energy down. Form a Qi ball, right hand on the bottom. Separate yin and yang, right hand up. Rotate, come back together, left hand on the bottom. Separate again, left hand up. Rotate, come together in front of the heart, on the sides of the ball, and lift it up to the heavens, out through the cosmos, down deep in the earth. Pull that energy up through your body and into your heart. And then open your heart and take it out in front and go over to the right, to the moon and the past, across to the left, to the sun and the future, back to the right, to the stars and the present in your present moment. Down in front, right hand on the bottom. Change hand position, rotate, change hand position, rotate. Do it a third time. Weight on the right heel, pivot left foot and left elbow, step left and scoop left, step right and scoop right, step left and scoop left, step right, pivot to the second direction, scoop and step on around, sliding the right hand under the bottom. Change position, rotate, change position, rotate. One more time. Weight on the right heel, pivot left foot and elbow to face the last direction. Step in and scoop left. Scoop right, scoop left. Scoop right and bring that last scoop all the way down, closing up to the side, down on the side. Into the earth, up through the front, up to the heavens, cross the hands and pull the energy down through the body, all the way to the Dantian. So this is 4 directions of earth energy. We need to turn back to east to lay a heavenly cycle right on top of that earth cycle. So we drop the hands, weight on the right heel, pivot the whole body to the left as the right arm scoops toward heaven, step over, bring that scoop on around, brush off, and then right pinky, left pinky. Right middle finger, left middle finger. Nine, right thumb, 10, left thumb, weight on the right heel, pivot left, scoop to heaven, step over, brush off. Right pinky, left pinky. Right forefinger, left forefinger. Right thumb, left thumb. Weight on the right heel, pivot to the left, reach up to heaven, step over, brush off. Right pinky, left pinky. Right thumb, left thumb, weight on the right heel, pivot to the left, step over as we scoop to heaven. Brush off, last direction. Right pinky, left pinky. Thumb, and then we will learn the closing for the heavenly cycle next week. Okay, good job. Good job. Remember to send questions if you have them. Let's close with pulling down the heavens. Heavenly energy down through the front third of the body, clearing and cleansing whatever's ready to be let go, refilling with heavenly energy and pushing out the release into the earth. Again, keep the hands in front, but move the energy down through the back of the body. Pushing out the release into the earth. One more time. Pulling down through the center of the body. Take a few breaths, smile. Thank you for today. Look forward to seeing you next Monday for our last class. We'll review all of this and we will learn the closing for the heavenly cycle. Bye-bye.